Ted Cruz.
I have to say I am angry because this is deliberate. This is a decision that was made by President Joe Biden and Kamala Harris and congressional Democrats to open up the border to what is nothing less than an invasion.
In Washington, the House passed a sweeping border security bill, but it's not expected to survive. The Senate and President Biden have already threatened veto, saying it would make things worse. The measure would restart construction on the southern border wall, upgrade technology at the border, and increase funding for border agents. Additionally, it would restate the Remain in Mexico policy, add new restrictions to those seeking asylum, and enhance the requirements for the E-Verify program, which allows employers to verify individuals' immigration status. Title 42's expiration is expected to lead to a significant increase in border crossings. Our coverage continues with Adi Guajardo, who is in El Paso, another border crossing town.
Uncertain about the future, migrants made a final push to cross into the U.S. before Title 42 came to an end at midnight on Thursday.
El nuevo decreto, pues, no sabemos cómo viene el nuevo decreto y ese era el temor, pues cruzar después del 11 de este mes.
Naiker Lugo Vianilla says he embarked on a treacherous journey from Venezuela and turned himself in at the border. 12 days later, he was released in El Paso with a notice to appear in court in 4 months.
27 de septiembre.
Aquí, a la 1 de la tarde.
Over the last few days, Department of Homeland Security officials say agents encountered an average of 10,000 migrants a day along the southwest border, nearly the 13,000 crossings officials projected with the end of Title 42. A pandemic-era policy used by the U.S. to expel migrants quickly and swiftly. The U.S. is now offering more legal pathways to seek asylum while also cracking down on illegal crossings. New immigration policies published include turning away anyone seeking asylum who did not seek protection in a country they crossed on their journey to the U.S. or who failed to apply online.
We believe that the measures that we have taken, including the rule that was published today, which puts some conditions on asylum eligibility for people who don't use lawful pathways, will over time reduce the numbers we're seeing at the border.
But critics say it may not be enough.
The only thing that's going to shut this crisis down is to detain people until they've had their day in court or keep them outside the country until they've had their day in court. You have to end catch and release.
While thousands of migrants attempt to navigate the sweeping immigration changes, cities in El Paso say they're prepared to provide shelter, meals, and transportation for migrants released by Border Patrol.
I could tell you from what happened last year, that's not going to be enough. So we need to really look at how do you fund local municipalities because it's not sustainable.
As cities seek solutions, migrants released prepare for immigration court. A system backlogged with more than 2 million cases pending. Adi Guajardo, Scripps News, El Paso, Texas.
Now, your Chris 6 weather forecast.
Good morning on this Friday, May 12th. It's feeling a bit more like August. Let's get a look over downtown Corpus Christi, where it is a hazy start for us. This is air you can wear. Definitely shows how humid and just overall icky it is outside. Conditions at Corpus Christi International Airport look like this: 81 degrees. No more drizzle out there, but it feels like 89 once you factor in that humidity. Feels like 89 degrees at 6:07 a.m. on May 12th. That's cruel in my opinion, but that breeze from the southeast at 10 miles per hour may offer a little bit of relief, but it's also part of what's bringing all that humidity to us. And that means we have a lot of fuel for any kind of showers and storms that develop, and we do have that in the forecast. So National Weather Service Office Corpus Christi has already got an aerial flood watch on deck. This begins tonight and goes until Saturday evening because flooding is expected after excessive rainfall happens here over the weekend. And again, that would begin tonight. So with that in mind, a lot of soupiness out there. Here's what those visibilities look like across the coastal bend. So 5 miles of visibility in Rockport and Port Aransas, 6 in the Bluff at Naval Air Station Corpus Christi, 5 in Alice, reporting less than a mile of visibility in Falfurrias this morning. So we're going to talk more about how soupy it's going to feel because the first half of your Friday won't be too bad, but we are expecting those storms to come on through. More on that in a bit, but let's get you up and out the door with that traffic report. Here's our view from Whataburger Field overlooking the Harbor Bridge. Bridge, and you can see traffic moving smoothly there. So with that in mind, let's see how things are going out on those maps. So 181 between Portland and downtown Corpus Christi looking pretty good. All of our major thoroughfares here around town, all right, just a few stop and go areas on SPID after Airline and before Nile. And if you're heading into the Bluff, there we go, the usual slowdowns as you approach the gate at NAS Corpus Christi. And out on the island, the JFK Causeway, Park Road 22 and 361 looking okay this morning. So as you head out, make sure you stay safe and drive safe. I'll have more on the flooding concerns coming up in my full 7-day forecast in just a few.
Thank you so much, Steph. Coming up in 4 minutes, find out why people in Port Aransas want to save this historical building and when it could be torn down. Plus, in 3 minutes, a look at some of your top stories of the day, including why a former Marine is expected to turn himself into authorities today, the latest after former President Donald Trump was found liable in a civil sexual abuse trial, and the reason debt limits talks are being postponed. Welcome back. At 6:13, your first top story. A former Marine is expected to turn himself into authorities today for fatally choking a homeless man on a train. Police say Jordan Neely died earlier this month after Daniel Penny put him in a chokehold. Prior to the incident, witnesses say Neely was shouting and begging for money, but did not get physical with anyone. Penny is now facing second-degree manslaughter charges. Former President Donald Trump is appealing a $5 million sex abuse verdict. Earlier this week, a New York jury found him liable for sexually abusing and defaming writer E. Jean Carroll. Trump's lawyers filed a notice of appeal Thursday. Meanwhile, Carroll is considering filing another defamation lawsuit against Trump over comments he made during a recent town hall. President Biden is postponing a debt limit meeting between him and top lawmakers. He was supposed to continue talks with congressional leaders today, but they've all agreed to meet early next week instead. According to Reuters, staff negotiators have started to discuss ways to limit federal spending. Budget cuts were one of the conditions set by House Republicans. President Biden refused to budge on the issue for months, but White House officials now reportedly acknowledge they must accept some spending cuts if they want to strike a deal. New this morning, some in Port Aransas say they are upset about the May 20th deadline for Liberty Hall building, which could be demolished or removed if not claimed. Sunrise reporter Cordero McMurray went to Port Aransas to try and find out why locals want to save the building.
Cliff Strain is the Chief Executive Director of Preservation and Historical Association. He says Liberty Hall is a historical building from the 1940s. Strain says previously the building served the community as a drugstore, a bar, a restaurant, among other things. According to the Port Aransas South Jetty newspaper, its property owner has set a deadline of May 20th for someone to claim the building, or it could be demolished or removed. Locals like Kathy Fulton and Barney Farley say they don't want to see an Old Town gym erased.
When we have these type of buildings that survive multiple hurricanes and the wind damage and everything, you want to save that type of history because it is historic for us, for this town.
This is the oldest intersection in town. It's seen a lot of changes. The Tarpon Inn's still there. They go together, you know. They should not be demolished.
I called the property owner Wednesday and then again Thursday and left messages.
Your call has been forwarded to...
but have not heard back. Strain says because the building is on private land, they can't make the owners keep the building there. However, Strain says the city's new comprehensive plan to maintain the Old Town historical area gives him hope.
You know, we're really trying to save this building that definitely has involved a lot of the history of Port Aransas.
And even with the short notice to claim the property, he says some people are interested.
We have two families. Matter of fact, one is coming down tomorrow from San Antonio to look at the structure. And we have another family that actually, ironically, lives on the same block that is also looking to move the house.
Strain says those wanting to claim the building, remodel it, and save one of the two last historical buildings in Port Aransas can call the property owner or the Preservation and Historical Association at 361-749-3800.
We want the city to place value and move forward in all these different types of decisions in the city that involve doing what they said they were going to do when they voted in the comprehensive plan.
Reporting in Port Aransas, I'm Cordero McMurray, Chris 6 Sunrise.
Now, your Chris 6 weather forecast.
Hey there, good morning to you. First and foremost, weather alert that we're expecting, or we know is going to happen today, would be an aerial flood watch. Now, it encompasses all of the counties you see here in this darker shade of green. So that's pretty much all of South Texas, not just the coastal bend. This extends up to Houston, out towards San Antonio, and down into the valley. So if you have travel plans for Mother's Day weekend, you're going to want to listen up. We're expecting a lot of water to fall out of the sky. So for us, this watch is going to be in effect starting tonight, and it will go until Saturday at 7 p.m. The reason why this watch will be issued is because flooding from very heavy rainfall is at this point expected. We have a lot of fuel here, and we're going to have the right dynamics upstairs, that there's very little uncertainty in this part of the forecast. So we'll talk about that flood risk coming up in a moment, but first we've got to get you up and out the door. We've got a muggy start to the day. You can see that air you can wear from our camera overlooking downtown Corpus Christi. So conditions at the airport, 81 degrees, but with that humidity factored in, check this out. The feels like temperature or heat index, 89 degrees. Feels like almost 90 at 6:17 on your Friday morning. That's not that great, right? Well, other than that, it is a warm start and a muggy start across all of the coastal bend. The usual winter temperature-wise for this morning and other mornings like it, 83, the actual temperature at Naval Air Station Corpus Christi. It feels like 94 degrees out there this morning. So make sure you're drinking plenty of water when we have these humid conditions. That's going to help you get through it. But we'll have the humidity in place all week long, very humid to oppressive conditions. And really the only reason why we're seeing this downward trend in the muggy meter is because our actual air temperatures are going to come down a little bit. So the dew point temperatures that help us measure humidity will also have to come down a little bit in response, but not going to feel that comfortable as we go on through this weekend. That's if you spend much time outside at all, because we have rain in the forecast. Over the next 24 hours, these chances really start after sunset and skyrocket. Numerous to widespread showers and thunderstorms expected tonight, lingering into your Saturday morning. So Future Tracker puts it this way: by 6 p.m. we still have a mix of sun and clouds out there, generally dry for the most part of today, but look at what's creeping into the left side of your screen here, some storms. Now, this is the uncertain part of the forecast. We don't know exactly where these clusters of storms will be forming. A lot of model guidance has been pinpointing this for our southern communities coming in from the west for tonight. And again, everyone's in the pool with this, but we're going to have multiple rounds. So really, it doesn't matter where the pinpointing happens. Everyone's going to get a whole bunch of rainfall this weekend, and it really focuses tonight and into Saturday. Plus, some of these storms have the potential to be severe, especially as we go on into Saturday. So we're